Hey everyone, happy hump day. So my husband and I are first-time parents. We just had our son on the 5th of December. So he's a little bit over 1 month now, and he's already gotten his first cold. He hasn't been feeling well, and he just started feeling a little bit better not that long ago. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys some tips and what really helped us kind of survive his first cold, and some of the things that were really effective and worked. So first thing to remember is that all babies get sick. I know it's really tough watching your little one kind of be congested, have a running nose, sneeze, be wheezing, all the symptoms that are associated. And some kids, unfortunately, even get really high fever. And I'll tell you what to do in those circumstances also. But very normal because their immune system is so weak. It's so young. I mean, they were just born not that long ago. So sorry, he's crying a little bit. So I was just glancing at him. So I'll give you some tips that really helped with his first cold, and it really was effective for me and also kind of making me less stressed because I was really stressed out about it and kind of what I should be doing because there's not really medicine that you can give him or give your child. So the first thing is if you have a child that has extremely high temperature, you definitely want to call your pediatrician or take them to urgent care. That is pretty serious. I mean, everything else is also serious, but that one is kind of a high alert that you kind of want to really monitor and definitely get your advice from your pediatrician about that one. So for him, his first symptoms kind of started out really slow. He just kind of had boogers around his nose. He was sneezing a little bit, but not really too much, but nothing too dramatic in the beginning of when he got sick. And then it kind of got progressively worse as it was going. So then it progressed to congestion, which was the worst because when he was congested, it was so difficult for him to breathe. He was wheezing. You can literally see his breathing was labored. It was kind of like going up and down, which was really hard. And babies already have kind of, erratic breathing at times. So I'm sure, as if you guys discovered by now, but so that was really hard when he was congested on top of that. So it was constantly just monitoring to make sure that he was getting enough air in and things like that. It did get progressively worse at night, especially the wheezing. So you can kind of hear him really having a hard time with the breathing there. That also affected mommy sleeping because when he's up, I'm up. So when he was sick, he wasn't sleeping more than 20 minutes at a time, and then he would be up, and you could tell he was just feeling really lethargic, very kind of tired. So I cuddled with him a lot. I held him against my chest a lot, slept together with him on my chest a lot just because he really was not feeling well, and he was having an extremely tough time there. Let's see, what else did I want to go over with you guys? His nose was stuffed, but not as much as other kids probably get in the beginning. He didn't have a lot of mucus. So I can see like little boogers on his nose and kind of crusted a little bit on the outside, but not actual mucus where like you can like see it coming down or things like that. Okay, I did end up taking him to the doctor because before all of this, of course, I was extremely paranoid, really worried. So some things I will share with you guys that the doctor recommended that I start him with, and that was really helpful as well. So first thing that the doctor gave me was a nebulizer. So I'll show you guys what that is. It's this puppy here. And so this little fancy little panda, all you do is attach it to this part. And this bottom portion here, what goes in it is the eucalyptus, which is this thing here. So I'll show you guys the name. This is the one that I got, and I got it from like an organic store, but I'm sure you can get it anywhere. Give you a close-up of it. This went in here, and it was very small. You do 1 drop for about 60 millimeters of saline. So the saline is this one. All right, can you guys see that? Good. So this one was the 60 millimeters of the saline. So this was a lot more than the eucalyptus. That one was just 1 drop, and then you would use it throughout the day. So I would do that, and what would happen is I would hold my hand against this so that he got the most out of kind of the medicine there. And then it would kind of vaporize, and, you know, the air would come, and I would put it against his nose so that he can breathe it in, and try to put it on his mouth also if he's able to breathe it in that way, just so that it can kind of go to his lungs. The solution with the saline and the eucalyptus was only twice a day. So you just kind of want to figure out when you want to use it. And then you want to leave it at the 2. There's an indicator here that says 2 on there. You want to leave it at that mark for each of those treatments. Then you also will do a saline treatment for just this only without the eucalyptus. And that one you would do about 3 times a day. You could do it periodically depending on how your child is progressive. I was consistently trying to do it as often as I could, especially before his feeding. That kind of helped, because the other part that was really difficult is when he was congested and really sick, he was throwing up and spitting back a lot of his food. And it's because they have no way of kind of getting any of the mucus out. So that's their one way of kind of, you know, getting rid of, I guess, the infection and all the mucus out of their body, was because they clearly can't blow their nose, right? So they do spit back a lot. So it was helpful for me to kind of do a lot of this before he's feeding, so that he can kind of eat comfortably and really keep his food down. He did also not eat as much when he was sick. So that's something else that, you know, is pretty normal. It was for my son, where he wasn't eating as much. So this is really important. Your doctor, your pediatrician should be able to give it to you. Once he kind of listened to his breathing, he recommended this. So this was a good takeaway. The other thing that was extremely helpful was this. Now, as I said earlier, he didn't really have a lot of mucus, but still it was helpful for the little bit that he did have, and what I was able to kind of suction out of there for him. So this thing here, can you guys see it? It is called Nose Frida. And essentially what you do is you attach this inside of the baby's nose like this. So this goes like this, and you will suck from here. So you suck from here, this goes against the baby's nose, and you just literally suck out all the mucus. It's very helpful. Before you do this, I'm so sorry, I forgot to say this. Before you do that, you want to put saline in their nose so that it softens all the mucus up, so that you're able to suction out easier. That was helpful. And I did that for about 10 minutes beforehand, so that everything was kind of softer and it was easier for it to come out when I was trying to, like, you know, suction it out from him, because he obviously can't blow his nose. So those were the important things there. You also see the humidifier. I don't know if you can see that there. Let's see. So the humidifier was also important, just because it added moist back into the room, and it kind of softened up his boogers and his mucus and everything that was just in there. That was really good for him. And we got that probably like 2 days after we noticed that he was sick and not feeling well. And then we kind of just added that to our routine. Let's see. The other thing that I was really doing consistently, which I actually swear by the most, was we had a guest bathroom that I would take the baby in, and I would lock the door, put on the hot water along with the heat, and then basically, I'm sorry, no heat, it was just a fan, so that I kind of knew the time and how long we were in there. And it would create a steaming effect, obviously. And for that, I lasted about 15 minutes, and I did that about 4 to 5 times a day for him, and that extremely helped him a lot. So that's another way to kind of get him to have clear, you know, breathing, so that he can kind of, you know, be less congested, or your child can be a lot less congested. That was really effective, especially before I put him to bed. And then sometimes, depending on how bad he was throughout the day, before and after the feeding was another thing. If you're going to do it after the feeding, you obviously want to do it once the child is settled down and everything has kind of went down in their body. Let's see, just looking at my notes of what I kind of wanted to go over. Yeah, so those are pretty much all the things that I did consistently. They were really helpful. I noticed that he pretty much started feeling better about probably 7 days afterwards, which is, you know, a long time for your baby to be sick. but you kind of want to make sure that in the process you're taking care of yourself. So drink a lot of water. You want to make sure that you're eating consistently, just because, you know, if you're sick, you want to make sure that you're healthy and able to take care of your little one. Well, thanks so much, you guys. Those were all the tips that I had for you that were really helpful and will help you get your sleep back. After that, after he kind of went through that part of the cold season, I guess you could say, once he started feeling better, he consistently went back to sleep, which also meant that I was able to consistently go back to sleep. And when I say consistent, I just mean the normal infant sleeping versus the 20-minute increments that was happening because of the labored breathing. So if you have any questions, just please let me know, reach out, definitely subscribe, give any comments for me. You know, this is the first video that I'm going to be making here, and I have more to come, so I'm really excited about this. So just let me know if this was helpful for you, and anything else that I can definitely do for next time. All right, thanks, bye.